Alright, welcome back, good people. This video I'm titling Questions to Think About. Now, the reason I'm titling it that is that in my system, I teach people how to start online businesses based on what they have a passion for, right? What they really like to do. So the way I initially get them started is to understand there's three things you have to incorporate from the start is belief, knowledge, and accountability. You have to believe in yourself and your abilities and the fact that you can do this. You have to gain knowledge on this process, and you have to hold yourself accountable, because if you don't, no one else is going to hold you accountable. No one's going to say, Larry, you know you need to get up and study, or Larry, you know you need to write that blog, or you need to create that video. Nobody's going to say that, because people that you tell want you to fail. They want you to fail because you don't really believe in yourself. A lot of times you just be talking, and they know you like that, right? So they know you're not going to be following through on what you say you'll do. But if you're one of those people who follow through on what you say you're going to do, then they don't have to wonder if you're busy when the door closes. They know you're handling your business. You're doing what you're doing. How do they know? Because you have results. You have proof, if you will, right? Like, I'm creating 200 videos in 365 days. What would make me say that I'm putting in the work? This is video number 95. 95. Straight. That's putting in work, partner. Unless you don't know the game, that's putting in work. There are people who don't have 95 videos, period. I'm on my way to 200. So you can't question that. You may question whether they're good videos or whether they're high quality videos or whether whatever you want to make up in your own mind. But the fact is they exist. There is a YouTube channel that you can go to and you can get the results, or you can see the results. And that's what I want you to be able to say about your system. Whether it's creating videos, whether it's creating podcasts, or whether it's creating blogs, whatever you want to do. Although I suggest you at some point wrap your mind around the fact that you want to be touching on all three of those on a regular basis, right? You want your own podcast show if you have one, or if you don't have one, you want to be able to incorporate videos on some level. Sometimes people are not really comfortable in front of the video. And I understand that. I do get it. I get it. But you have to work on that. You have to get it. Because this is the fastest moving medium there is, videos, right? And it's actually free. Understand that word right there, it's free. These videos I'm creating for you guys cost me nothing, zero. But when I package these videos and market these videos, it makes me money. As it should, right? I'm doing the work. I should be able to get paid for it. That's how that works. You shouldn't get paid because of my efforts unless I work for you, right? But in my company, I'm the boss. I am the boss. So it's necessary that I create products and systems that generate a profit for the business to continue to grow. That's how business works. But getting back to today's title, and the reason I shared all that with you is you can start this business based on your passion simply by creating the same type of checklist. That's what I recommend you do. At least try it a couple of times. You don't have to go as thorough. Like, this list consists of 29 different questions. You don't have to go that deep. Just go 2 or 3. And go 2 or 3 on the next video. And 2 or 3 on the next video. And before long, you become more comfortable. You'll watch your response. You'll watch how you're progressing. Because you will progress. But trust this, you will be extremely nervous and extremely bad in the beginning. That's how it works. That should be fun. You're not being tested. You're testing yourself, right? You're not going to get a good grade or a bad grade. You're just experiencing. You're going through that experience. See, that experience is what you don't know. And what we don't know, a lot of times we fear, right? We feel like we're going to be compared to somebody else, right? Or you're going to compare yourself to somebody else. You can't compare yourself to me when you're just starting out. I'm 8 years in this. You can't say, well, I want to be like, you can say you want to be that, but you can't say I'm as good as. But if you are, that's bravo. That's not a problem. There are people who are better than me, and that's excellent. I love that. But it's not the norm. Understand that, by a long shot. And there are people who won't be as good as you normally, by a long shot. If you continue to work on your craft and get better, it's like athletes. They work on their craft daily. They do things to become professionals, experts, right? But not just athletes. There are other people. There are scholars who do the same thing. There are people who are artists who do the same thing. They work on their craft constantly. Constantly. That's how you get good at it. And you're not really competing to compare. You're expressing your artistic creativity or your creativity on your own without the input of anybody else. Because when you sprinkle somebody else in your system, then you get somebody else in your system as well, which is okay from time to time. But you want to be your own authentic self so people can identify with that. And over time, that's one of my favorite phrases right now, over time, you'll be better. You'll get better. And that's the way that works. I'm going to get with this video because these are some great questions. I'm not going to take a lot of time on each question. But again, as you write questions down in your niche or the area of expertise that you want to share information about, you'll be more knowledgeable about it. You'll be able to talk about it. Like, for instance, question number 1 says, what's the one thing you would like to change about yourself? See, there may not be a one thing. There may not be anything. And if that's the case, that's okay. But there may be one thing you'd like to change about yourself. And you know that. No one else knows that. No one else has to know that. That's the beauty of it, right? Number 2, which parent are you closer to and why? See? That's right. There are a lot of people who would say, well, men boys are going to be more closer to the mother. Not necessarily. There's some guys that are really close to their dads, right? Or daughters are going to be closer to the mom. Not necessarily. There's some daughters who are really, really close to their dad. Really close to their dad, right? And that's cool. Cool today. But there are differences. And that's okay. It's okay to be different. Number 3, it's what you're doing now, what you always wanted to do growing up. Chances are very small that that's what you wanted to do, what you're doing right now, growing up, right? But you see how these questions flow, right? You see the thought that comes with them as soon as I read one, because it points to you. That thought comes to you, which is what you want your audience to get. You want that thought to come to them about what you're sharing. And if that niche that you choose as an area that you want to become an expert in, then you're learning as well as your audience is learning, right? Number 4, what is a relationship deal breaker for you? We all have one, right? Cheating, stealing, lying, you know, there's quite a few, right? Number 5, are you more into looks or brains? I like that question. My answer is brains, always brains. But looks are a plus. Number 6, would you ever take back someone who cheated? These sound like relationship questions, right? No, this is just random questions that I'm throwing out to you, and the answer to that is, I don't know. What's your answer? All right, number 7, how do you feel about sharing your password with your mate? That's a good one. That is a good one. Number 8, who is that one person you can talk to about anything? We all have that one person, right, that we can talk to about anything. We don't? Okay, well, you don't have enough people in your life. Because you have to bounce things off of people sometimes, right? You have to, you know, test and see how that feels, right? All right, number 9, do you usually stay friends with your exes? Not initially. Number 10, have you ever lost someone close to you? You see, these questions are so diverse that you'll be on one path and the next thing you know, you're thinking in a whole new dynamic or dimension. Your mind has to go someplace else. And that's what you want to share with your audience too. Number 11, if you are in a bad mood, do you prefer to be left alone or have someone cheer you up? I thought that was a great question because I think those are definitely two different types of people, you know, because for me, bad mood, no, I need to think. Like, I'm one of those people just like me. Let me be myself. Plus, I'm kind of an introvert. I am an introvert. So I enjoy being by myself. I enjoy the lonely times. It's not lonely to me because I always fill it with stuff. You know, so I stay busy. But that's just me. That's my DNA. Number 12. Would you relocate for love? Ask yourself that question. Right? Ask yourself that question. Number 14. Number 13. Do you believe in second chances? Yes, I do. Number 14. What are your thoughts on online dating? Because I get a lot of different feedback from that. A lot of people have different perspectives or different views on that. What are your thoughts on that? If you're single, if you're not single, you shouldn't be dating, but you can still have thoughts on it, right? But if you have thoughts on it, let's say you're married and you have a perspective about online dating. How valid is that perspective? If you've never done it or you've never known anybody that had successful dates from it or unsuccessful dates from it, how valid is your thoughts, right? All right, number 15. If a genie granted you 3 wishes right now, what would be your first wish? Interesting. Number 16. If heaven is real and you died tomorrow, would you get in? My answer is going to always be yes to that. And I believe there is a heaven. I definitely believe there is a heaven. And I definitely believe I'll get in. All right, number 17. Have you ever seen something you can't explain? I love that question when I saw that. I was like, wow, have I seen something like a UFO or something like that, right? I have never seen something like that. But if I did, let me ask you this question. If you saw a UFO, something that you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt in your mind that was a UFO, could anybody convince you that UFOs didn't exist? You saw it with your own eyes, just like you watching this video. Could anybody convince you UFOs don't exist? No, I already know. All right, number 18. Where do you usually get your news? TV, radio? You don't get news. How do you get your news? Word of mouth? Secondhand? Number 19. Where's one place you like to go that you haven't been? Just one. Number 20. What would your best friend say is your best quality? Interesting, right? Your best friend. You do have a best friend, right? What would they say is your best quality? Number 21. How long was your longest relationship? Now that question always gets me because when I see people who are like, and this is not pointing the finger at anybody, but when I see people who are like 50 or 60 years old and they say their longest relationship is like 3 years, my mind says, wow. And their whole entire life, 3 years is not a long time, is it? So what is that about? I don't understand that. I mean, I'm not saying you should have, I know people who have, me, for instance, who have had relationships where, they were like friendships for longer than that. I'm thinking, come on now. All right, next question. If you were given a chance to explore the oceans, go to outer space, or visit 50 countries, which would you choose? 50 countries. Got to keep feet on the ground. All right, 23. Do you think that men are more rational and women are more emotional? Yes to both. 24. And I love this question. Out of the negative emotions of greed, anger, jealousy, and hate, which one would you say affects you most? Greed, anger, jealousy, and hate. Good question, right? All right, let me flip it. Out of the positive emotions of compassion, positivity, enthusiasm, and intuitive, which one is your biggest strength? Emotions, compassion, positivity, enthusiasm, and I think that's initiative. Right? Yeah. See, those are these questions like this. People love to answer in their mind, even if they don't put it on paper. If they lie about it to somebody else, they're still telling themselves the truth, right? Or they'll go back over it again, which is why it's good to get it out. Number 26. Has another's pain ever given you joy? Be totally honest. In other words, if somebody went through something bad that made you happy. Ooh, right? Number 27. Are you health conscious? Very. Number 28. What trait do you envy in others? Confidence? Fearlessness? What? Intelligence? Wisdom? Good looks? Is good looks a trait? Yep. No, I'm just kidding. It's not a trait. Anyway, the final one is name the one quality you cannot tolerate in a partner. Name the one quality you cannot tolerate in a partner. Is it cheating? Is it lying? Is it, I know, all of the above, right? No. What is that one quality for you? Now, I know this video went a little long, and like I told you in the beginning of this, I'll take them a little long from time to time, especially when I have information I really feel good about and want to share with you guys and get out where it's correctly received. And remember, play these back. Play this with somebody. Share these videos with other people. Like these videos. And this is video number 95. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, I will reach the halfway point of this journey. I am still standing, and I will continue. Fantastic. Wouldn't you say? Today is Mother's Day. That's right. I am recording on Mother's Day, and now I will go to my mother and take her a gift. And I appreciate you guys for sharing this week with me. Hopefully you like this video, you'll comment on these videos, and I'll see you on the next video.